Welcome to today's Explainer. Today, we're unpacking a massive wave of AI industry news from June 30, 2026, to really understand how this ecosystem is maturing. Look, if you've been following the space, you already know the narrative is shifting incredibly fast. We are officially moving out of the era of pure experimentation and into deep structural integration. The data we're diving into today paints a vivid picture of an industry that is growing up, building out serious infrastructure, and grappling with real-world ground-level deployment. We've organized this dense data dump into a quick, logical roadmap. Section 1 is scale, Section 2 is hardware, Section 3 covers enterprise, Section 4 is labor, and finally, Section 5 is environment. Scale and the new speed of scale. Let's start with the astonishing speed at which AI-centric startups are growing right now. Based on the AWS Global Startup Report, which tracked 3,400 founders across 20 countries, AI companies are hitting billion-dollar valuations in just 3.5 years. That is effectively half the time of the 7 years it usually took their legacy tech predecessors. The friction from inception to hyperscale has practically vanished. It's a complete compression of the traditional business lifecycle, fundamentally rewriting the rulebook on venture capital expectations. And what's truly staggering is the efficiency driving that hypergrowth. These exact same AI-centric startups are simultaneously bringing in $400,000 in revenue per employee. When you really think about that number, it drives home what it actually means to be an AI-native organization. They aren't just selling AI products to us, they are their own best case study, using AI internally to achieve a level of operational leverage that was literally unthinkable for early-stage companies even a few years ago. Section 2. Hardware, building specialized AI hardware. To maintain this blistering pace, the industry desperately needs specialized infrastructure. Hardware startup Etched just locked down $800 million in funding. This is huge, with backing from Jane Street and a venture fund tied directly to TSMC. But honestly, even more mind-blowing than the VC money is the raw market demand. Etched revealed they've already secured $1 billion in definitive sales contracts. They did that before the hardware has even fully saturated the market. The demand is absolutely off the charts. Why are buyers throwing money at them? Because Etched is taking the fight directly to NVIDIA. Instead of relying on NVIDIA's multi-purpose standard GPUs, Etched is building custom ASICs, explicitly tailored for transformer workloads. They are betting big on hyper-specialization. Think about it. If you know exactly what math your models need to do, you can build hardware solely dedicated to that specific math, strip away all the excess, and massively boost performance. Meanwhile, over at the model layer, pricing structures are finally getting a reality check to reflect how compute is actually consumed. Anthropic is moving to usage-based metering for Claude's Sonnet 5 via its API. They're setting a really clear, steep cost differential. It's $2 per million input tokens versus $10 per million output tokens. And this makes pure economic sense, right? Generating outputs is way more compute-heavy than just reading prompts. And the pricing is now cleanly reflecting that physical hardware reality. Alongside that pricing update, Anthropic just rolled out Claude Science. This is an AI workbench built to safely ground their flagship models, like Opus 4.8, into highly specialized data. We are talking anchoring the model against over 60 distinct scientific and medical databases. It perfectly illustrates the industry rapidly maturing away from generalist chatbots that sometimes hallucinate and moving toward highly rigorous, verifiable tools built for specialized researchers. Google certainly isn't sitting still either, bringing this efficiency directly to consumer devices. They debuted Nano Banana 2 Lite, a highly optimized, low-cost model engineered for lightning-fast, on-device image generation. They've gotten it down to under 4 seconds on consumer edge hardware. At the same time, they expanded access to their Gemini Omni Flash model for developers building high-throughput, multimodality apps. So the trend is undeniable. Specialize the chips in the data center and compress the models for the edge. Section 3. Enterprise. Deploying into the enterprise. The tech is fast, the hardware is adapting. But how is it actually being utilized by massive legacy corporations? Well, industrial automation giant Schneider Electric is deploying $3.1 billion in pure cash to acquire industrial AI data software provider Cognite. They're weaving Cognite directly into their industrial software subsidiary, Aveva, to build generative asset management pipelines. This is no longer just a fun experiment. This is a multi-billion-dollar infrastructure play by an energy titan to completely automate asset management.
We are also seeing a major boots-on-the-ground approach scaling up with AWS. Amazon Web Services just backed a massive $1 billion internal division to physically embed AI engineers into corporate offices. They are adopting a forward-deployed engineer strategy, which completely mirrors the playbook used by Palantir and OpenAI. The strategy here is simple but aggressive. Send engineers directly into these legacy corporate environments to custom-build localized agent frameworks right where the client's data actually lives.
And this physical integration is going totally global. At MWC Shanghai, massive APAC telecom giants like China Mobile, Singtel, and LGU Plus outlined a massive pivot of their own. They're transitioning away from being simple connectivity providers to becoming true enterprise AI anchors. They plan to embed multi-agent systems and robotic technical stacks directly into their 5G advanced networks. The network infrastructure itself is literally becoming the AI agent. Section 4. Labor and the impact on human labor. So as these multi-agent systems and forward-deployed frameworks integrate deeply into enterprise networks, how is this reshaping the human workforce? Well, Financial Times data across a massive study of 22,000 U.S. companies reveals a really sharp divide. Organizations aggressively investing in AI are driving headcount expansion faster than their peers, but those labor gains are overwhelmingly concentrated in tech startups and hyperscalers. The legacy enterprises buying the tech, however, are seeing stagnant labor growth. Simply put, the people building the AI are hiring, while the people buying the AI are not. Recognizing this massive shift, the tech giants driving this change know workforce adaptation is crucial. Amazon, Microsoft, Anthropic, and OpenAI have teamed up to finance a $500 million nonprofit called the Raise US Initiative. Their specific stated mission is, quote, retraining American workers to navigate and co-pilot automated agentic environments. Section 5. Environment. Protecting culture and environment. As the industry matures, we need serious guardrails that extend beyond just human labor. In the realm of cultural protection, streaming platform Tidal has implemented a strict new corporate AI governance framework. To protect real artists, they are straight up blocking wholly AI-generated tracks from earning any streaming royalties. On top of that, they're deploying automated monitoring to actively hunt down and purge unauthorized synthetic music that impersonates human artists. As these generative tools scale up, platforms are being forced to draw really hard lines on monetization and authenticity. And finally, we absolutely have to address the massive physical energy footprint of this entire hardware boom. At the Green and Resilience Development Forum in Copenhagen, global telecommunication leaders including Huawei, TM Forum, and the GSMA outlined a brand new blueprint. They are using real-time AI modeling itself to optimize energy efficiency, verify low-carbon indexes, and build out zero-carbon networks. It's an incredible loop. They are leveraging AI to solve the energy problems created by AI. So, we've covered the blistering speed of scale, the hyper-specialization of hardware, the multi-billion-dollar enterprise integrations, and the proactive measures happening for labor and the environment, which leaves us with this final thought. As billions flow into agentic infrastructure and workforce retraining, what steps will you take today to co-pilot your own career in this rapidly advancing reality? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.